Good morning. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
If you think about it, that's everything in it. It's great, it's cheaper, and wonderful, and good, and
Hello?
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 Good morning. I hear you.
Oh, good morning.
Hi, Miss Patricia. How are you? This is Miss Valerie from Grant.
Hi, Miss Valerie from Grant. This is Patricia from CB9 in Riverview. How are you?
I'm finding yourself. I'm finding yourself.
Good. I'm just dealing with a cold. Other than that, I'm okay.
You better take it easy. This is not the weather for that.
And you know what's funny? Can I tell you something? My doctor said that this cough that's been going around, he said it's just a common cold. And for some reason, it's hitting people. I've had this for 4 weeks.
Oh my God.
I've had this for 4 weeks. And my voice gets hoarse. I'm coughing like crazy, taking medicine. So the doctor said, make sure you wear your mask out and just try to drink lots of fluids and everything.
Yes. And you know, the Ricola honey is good for the cough.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll get some of that. Yes.
yeah, that's good for the cough.
Thank you. I will
You're
get some
welcome.
of that. Thank you so much. It's good
You're
to hear
welcome.
your voice.
Same here. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so am I.
Yes.
So am I. At one point, when I tried to log on, a message came on that said the host has ended the session.
Right,
So
I got that.
you got that too. So maybe
Yes.
as for other people, maybe having problems.
Yeah, and you have to come out and go back in.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Well, it's definitely worth it to be. We're coming back in for. So
I know that's right.
that's the truth. That's the truth. And before I forget, have a happy and blessed Thanksgiving holiday.
You do the same and stay safe.
You too.
Yes.
You too.
Stay safe.
You too.
Okay.
Are we the only ones on the line?
According to my screen, it says Manhattan Community Board is on. Tony Gonzalez is on. Jose Mendez is on. Somebody is on
I
the
see
phone.
that iPad, right.
Right.
Somebody's on the iPad. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I guess it's working then.
I hope so. Okay, the iPad just logged in.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. So we're getting there.
Yeah, we getting there.
We're
Good
getting there.
morning. I'm here as well. Jose Melendez from NYCA.
Oh, okay. Hi, Jose. How are you, Mr. Melendez?
Good to be here.
Good.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, they can hear us now. How you did that? How you did that?
that's reconnected.
Oh. Oh, y'all can talk now.
Give me a few minutes.
Okay.
Now.
Do we have any other public members?
Please go.
Maybe to sign?
That's one of our conversations for the days, right?
We're just giving it like. Did you give a presentation at another committee? The youth education and like. I've given one of the health and. Health ones before, because you were familiar. I'm on everybody's meeting, so.
Okay, I see everybody now. Hi, everyone.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. I'm getting ready to start in about 2 minutes.
Good morning.
All right.
Okay.
Not an hour.
You're missing the pastries. Can I send the pastries through the TV?
Tell Francine to take mine and hold it.
No, I'm not bought it. How are you, my love?
Hi, sweetie.
I think I want to do this on a regular basis. Today's
There, yeah.
Good morning. How are you? Pretty good. Good to see you. That's all right. That's all right.
How are you?
All right. So as soon as call comes back, the order. Stay.
But I'm starting. Thanks. How are you? Coffee here, good coffee. Huh?
Excuse me?
A good coffee.
I'll get some donuts, have some tea. I'm not much on coffee. I get like, it overdoes me.
I want to expand this because were you at the George Cruise when they had the meetings over there?
No.
Okay, they would always have bagels and coffee and tea and stuff, so there's the two co-chairs. Huh?
I said, so are we all contributing to this or how is it?
Yes, someone.
Well, maybe we'll do it for the next one, how's that?
All right,
The thing was $29.
so I won't bring my own question.
Yeah, I'll be sure to bring it. That's December 5th.
Why didn't you let me know? Like that without budget. No. I never heard about it.
But you know, like just something and you know, like some, I get maybe the little munchkin things.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
perfect.
the munchkin things and maybe a couple of bagels or something. That's what they just put the bagels in half and then you get the cream cheese. So it's $50 instead. So,
Oh, let's.
okay, we have a quorum. I can't see the thing. Hello, Miss Gail.
Is that them?
Hi, Miss Pat. And Miss Other Pat. Mr. Gonzalez
Hello.
and Mr. Is that Miss Nesmith?
Of course it is.
Okay.
This is Valerie.
Oh, I'm here. All right, so we're gonna call this, we have a quorum. We're gonna call this meeting to order at 11:09 a.m.
There it is.
Oh. Hey.
I'm here too. It's Pat Watley Johnson. I'm here too.
I'll take a motion to, it's okay, that's, and a second?
Yeah.
Motion.
You motion, I said.
Oh, no, I can't do the motion. All right.
Are you motioning also? Okay,
All right.
Open meeting. Meeting at what time?
That's 11:09.
Yeah, we can sit down.
Okay.
Now, second it.
And the minutes were sent out. If you're not on the list for minutes, could you please let me know before the end of the meeting so we can add you to one. But the minutes were sent out, so I need a motion to accept the minutes.
With any necessary correction.
With any necessary corrections. Okay, very good, thank you much.
Second motion.
Oh, I need the motion first.
I think.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, you said, no, you said, I thought maybe you had it correct.
So I don't know. I didn't have that.
All right,
But I didn't.
so. The first person on our, where you from, Mr. Batista's? Not, no, you don't know who that is, right?
Sorry, it's okay.
And Miss Batista didn't show up either. That's all right. Okay, so the three people that we have scheduled on the agenda are not here. Senator Cordell Clear is doing matter of fact, she's asking us to come. She's having a senior fair at Kennedy Center right after this at 12:30. I'm gonna shoot over there. So she asked us to come, and Verna Arthur, who's from Department of Aging, asking a few of us to come by if you can. All right, it's 12:30. I'm taking care of over there. All right. Okay, and Mayor, could you introduce yourself? Cause you're our lone speaker today.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Antonika James. I am with the Connect program out of Housing Works. We are a new behavioral health program and we offer free therapy and case management services to adults in Harlem, anyone who is 18 and over. And the program itself is, we meet the community members where they are. So everyone doesn't have to leave their home if they don't want to. Our therapists and case managers come to you. And so they are able to go with people for a walk. If they feel comfortable, meet you at the library, wherever people feel the most comfortable. And the case management services are also the same. They will come to your home. They will assist you with any applications that you need help with. They also can help you on your behalf if you need that supportive service. And as part of the community engagement piece, which is mainly what I do, I go to a lot of community events. I tell people about our programming, but we also go out into the community and we do presentations on mental health awareness, mental health education. We're just letting people know that it's, if you're not okay, that's okay. And it's okay to talk about and to have a comfortable, safe place to do that, and just to be aware of what the conditions possibly are that people could be dealing with. After the pandemic is where the proposal for our project came from, and it was discovered that a lot of people are dealing with loneliness, they're dealing with isolation, and they're also not realizing that they had been anxious. A lot of people don't want to ride the subway anymore, they don't want to get on the bus, and they don't realize that these are symptoms of anxiety that could be assisted with and getting support with. We also talk about depression, and I help people to identify some of the things that have been going on in their lives, such as grief and loss and compounding traumas, and how we can help them heal from those traumas, and how we can have discussions on what healing looks like for different people, because it's obviously not one size fits all. And we want people to understand that that's what's important, and that they find a way to unpack that and get through what they need. So, that's pretty much what we do, is go out into the community and we talk about this. And this is something that we're trying to make sure we're reaching all of Harlem, because that's our entire catchment area is all of Harlem, east and west. Our clinic is located on 122nd and the Park.
Address?
1751 Park Avenue. 122nd, right on the corner of 122nd. And we're out of Bailey House, Housing Works. And people can come to the clinic. We also offer telehealth services, but you don't need to have any insurance. And your immigration status is also not something that we are asking about or are trying to identify.
Confidentiality, of course.
Of course. Everything is kept confidential and private. And so, right. Yeah, so, but yeah, all of those things are kept confidential. And yeah, if one-on-one services are obviously paramount to our work, but we also are open to working with support groups and helping families that are looking for developing support groups, or any other programming that we can bring to the community. So whether that's coloring on Fridays for the afternoon, or working with, the parks to do community garden tours. Those are some of the things that we're working on.
How exciting this is absolutely fantastic, and you said the magic word, no insurance.
No insurance at all.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, so, is it too wrong to ask your funding source,
Yeah,
are you getting
yeah.
federal
We're,
funding?
right now we're sponsored by, DOHMH.
Oh, okay,
That's the Department
okay,
of-
health and mental health.
Yeah, the mental health,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah.
Is
and
there a phone number?
This was funded as well, how long has the program been in existence?
So we've been around for about, I started last year, so I think they got the initial grant, the year before, so about 2
During
years. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like right as it was starting to wind down. And, our grant, I believe, is extended to the end of 2025.
Good, well, how many staff members are you, where?
So right now we have 2 therapists and we have 2 case managers. And then I am the community, liaison. Mhm.
Someone asked, if there was a phone number.
Yes, my direct number is 315-832-1784.
315-382.
832.
Oh, 832.
315, that says 3155. 3115.
How did, I'm gonna say that, how did you hear about us?
So I go to, pretty much all the community board meetings, 11, 10, 9,
Okay.
and I've been trying to make
Not
it,
12.
not 12, because they told me that that's Washington Heights, and so that's my cutoff. I was initially going to their meetings, and then I was told that, yeah, that I should not have been going to their meetings. But yeah, that's my cutoff. But yeah, I go to, a lot of community meetings. I'm involved with the Human Services Consortium of East Harlem. And I've just been trying to get more involved with Central and West Harlem because our office is located in East Harlem. So there's just a lot of resources that are within that radius that I've just been able to walk to and go to. But I also had gone to George Bruce Library to talk to them. And yeah, so people kept telling me, oh, you need to go to this meeting, you need to go to that meeting, and introduce yourself and let people know that you guys are around. So that's what I've been doing. And I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'm gonna keep coming to meetings and just letting people know that we're here. And if there are other ways that we can collaborate, we do have an event that's coming up in 2 weeks where we're gonna be doing like a nutritional health awareness salad bar demonstration. So we'll have the supplies there. People can, kind of try out new kinds of salads.
Get a flyer for that?
Not yet, I can send it to you.
This is our point person here, this is Madison Hall.
Okay, I'll make sure I get
Yes,
it to
so
you.
we can put it out in a minute.
Yeah, we're capped at 25 people for this event, but it hasn't, the flyer hasn't gone out yet, so I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
It is capped at 25 people. It's gonna be November the 29th on a Wednesday. And it's also going to include a tour of the Grow NYC farm stand, and we have
Tour of,
the farm stand.
what's that?
It's, so they have a fresh produce that they sell under
That's in
the,
Harlem?
yep, under the Metro North Station. They have
Okay,
a,
was that 116?
on 125th.
Okay,
And there's a Grow NYC produce stand, and so they have fresh fruit and vegetables that's available for sale. So we're gonna tour that space, and then we also have health bugs. So we'll be helping people purchase.
what about Pat, is Pat on board? Pat Caldwell?
She's right there.
Our last meeting, we had someone talking about.
That was me, about, health bugs.
Must be eligible for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be the health bugs, yeah. Like,
Health
so
bugs that you call them?
Health bugs,
Oh, bugs.
yeah.
Those are the only ones that go until December. 'Cause
Right,
The,
December
the farmer's market is gonna be terminating next week.
Oh, for the
third.
season.
Not-
My question, I have a question.
No, the farm stand on 125th is year round. Some
No,
of,
no, but some of our, recipients in this area have the fresh coupons. That terminates Thanksgiving. But the bugs you're talking about go until
December
December.
31st.
If I can just say, there's a difference between health bugs
and farmer's market coupons.
Okay.
They're very different.
Yeah.
And so that's why there's some.
2 days.
Right, the farmer's markets end
Next week.
next week. The health bucks.
21st, 31st of December.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone had their hand up.
Yes, who's that? Who's that? That's Patricia Corwell. Go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to ask, being that the farmer's market will be discontinued after next week, the young lady that was just speaking, what is her name again?
Oh, Antonika, I don't speak for the farmer's market, but I'll take the.
No, the market that you were talking about that was about to open, you mentioned that you had coupons or vouchers or anything. Would you happen to have any available for Community Board 9?
So yes, we have health bucks for Connect program and participants. Even if it's if you wanted me to like do a presentation and talk about the health bucks, I never heard of that. We would be able to
I was gonna speak on that.
yeah. And because you have to, we want to make sure that they're redeemed before December 31st.
Right.
Otherwise, we won't be able to be funded for them next year. So, yeah.
I understand if, I guess my question is, do you have maybe a few extra vouchers that we might be able to give seniors who are suffering food disparity
Yeah.
right now?
Yes.
I'd appreciate if you're there with our chairperson Walter. Maybe you can interact with him and see how many you can avail to him. We really appreciate that very much.
Or to my co-chair,
Right.
or to other co-chair too, Pat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Walter.
Yes, sir.
If I can, and Pat Cole, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. But what I understand the young lady saying is that they have the health books, but the health books are connected to a presentation. So it's not something she can come and just give out like they do with the farmer's market. She would have to come to a location, is that correct? And do a
Yeah.
presentation?
Yeah, it would be, we're trying to make sure that we're engaging community members, as much as possible. And so, I mean, be part of a presentation. It could even be just us sitting down and talking about mental health. And that's something that,
Would have to be.
right, just something that's coordinated that we can do. It's just, I know that for the case managers and for the therapists, for the family members that they're working with, they're able to give out health books to their clients one-on-one, but because I'm in the community engagement, it does work a little different for me. So it's usually some kind of a presentation of some sort, or at least engaging the community in some capacity, and in that we were able to do that.
Who funds health books?
So my question was I understand about the health books, because I was going to do a slight presentation on that today with the senior committee. But my question was more directed towards the vouchers that we were unable to obtain, that being that they wanted to use up the vouchers so that they may be able to get the same allotment next year. I was wondering if they had any extra. I understand about the health bucks.
I don't have vouchers. I only have the health bucks.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm sorry, who funds it again?
Health bucks?
Yeah.
It's the Department of Health.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just hear that.
Because you can apply for them too.
I was just curious.
No, income limits,
I believe it's for groups to apply. Right,
so
and
community board.
yeah, you should check into that.
Okay.
I have checked into that, Walter. I told you I would present
I'm
it.
sorry, Pat, what you said?
I have checked into it, and I today on health bucks.
For us?
Yes.
What was the answer? And the answer was?
I have sent everybody in in our committee, a copy of an email that I forwarded to Health Bucks to New York City. Also, I understand that for 2023 that those applications are closed, but in fact, they do say that they offer a means by which, if we decided to purchase a certain amount of health bucks, that they would give us these health bucks. In other words, these are like $2 health bucks. So if we gave a certain amount, then they would give us amount of health bucks that our people can use. But right now, being that the farmers markets are closing next week, it's kind of late. I requested that they would send to us the application for 2024, which does not start until spring, and that they would consider. Now, I do not know exactly how, but I have not had the chance because of holidays and all the rest of that. But I would like to, if I can get any assistance on that, because I can't do everything, but if anybody else can get information on how we might be able to get the vouchers for our seniors using the listing that we had for them, I think that would be very helpful, that we would be on point for 2024. And I appreciate anybody's input.
Okay. Are there any more questions? Okay, before I move on, there's somebody coming in on a phone with the last 3 phone numbers, 047. Can you identify yourself? And what is that, Miss, Gilmore? Gilmore? Yeah, right. Yeah, this is like Miss Gilmore. I'll just say Gilmore. And someone Baloney, what organization do you belong to?
Valori.
I said, I can't, from here, look like Baloney.
V. Lori Thorne, I'm the president for Grand Houses.
Or he's with Grant. He's with Grant.
Oh, Grant, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lopez, you from an organization?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lily Lopez. I'm from NY Connects, Center Independence for the Disabled of New York, abbreviation Sydney. So I'm gonna be very brief. My program connects people with any disability, any age. I'm sorry, NY Connects.
No.
NY.
Hi, Lily. Nice to see you.
Hi, how are you?
It's a good thing. All right. Like to say something?
Yeah, so briefly, the program connects people with any disability, any age to services and resources. We assist with completing housing applications, benefits, Medicaid, or simply can be based on people's needs.
That it?
Correct. And if you have any questions, you could let me know.
Madison, I'll be able to get a copy of the chat, right? All right. I want to try to get the minutes in before the general board. So we'll work that out for the minute, was doing minutes for the rest of the year. Ms. Melendez, I thank you for coming from the Department of Aging.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Okay, so I get everybody up there. Ms. Nesmith, would you like to say a few words?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
All
right. Okay, let's be. I'm envisioning this group coming to, you're at the Grant Houses, which is, what's the name of the senior program there? Jackie Ross. I don't know why don't they call it the Grant anyway? We were there before, as you remember. But I would like to have our meeting there at some point, probably next year. You think you can accommodate us?
That's the young lady that was on last. Jeanette. Yeah, that was the young lady that was on.
That's not her?
No, Mallory and
Come on.
Brad is the TA.
Yeah.
They have the senior
Okay.
component, they have the youth component.
But
Hello.
Okay.
Did I do that
This
all
is-
right? y'all?
How you doing? This is Miss Thornton. We do our own senior stuff with our residents. We don't necessarily do it with the senior center. We have our own involvement with our seniors. Our seniors do not go to that center. So we have our own connection with our seniors.
In that building, or you have a separate center you work out of?
No, I'm just the president for grants, so I'm worried about my seniors when they're not worried about my seniors. So I'm at this meeting to see what's going on for my seniors because my seniors will not go to that center. I have maybe 5 to 6 that go to the center.
Well, now let's try this. Can I have your seniors come to one of our meetings?
Absolutely.
Very good, very good. I like that. Mr. Gonzalez, good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Anything particular with Arts and Minds?
I'm glad to be here. And would you like me to say a few words about what we do?
Please do.
Okay, so we create programs designed for the specific needs of people with dementia and their care partners. Our approach is based on experience in the fields of art, dementia care, adult learning, and it's to provide art-centered activities that enhance verbal and nonverbal communication, reduce isolation, and build community. So in short, we try to cultivate moments of engagement for people with memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's. We've been around since 2010, working out of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And in the last year, I was brought on for community outreach. We're establishing programs in Northern Manhattan. We have 3 pilot programs happening right now in various centers in Harlem.
Do you have anything up and coming that our seniors would like to attend?
Oh,
or is it just for your program?
I would refer you, I can put in the chat our URL in a moment, but we have virtual programming every Monday and Tuesday at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Which I would, which we're trying to get the word out. And frankly, it's been challenging because a lot of people who have been diagnosed with dementia, especially in the early stages, are reluctant to participate in a program that, even though it might benefit them, because they don't want to make it public that they've been diagnosed.
Yeah, I can understand.
So we have these virtual programs every Monday. Our programs are always free every Monday and Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And then there's a schedule available on our website of in-person programming at the Metropolitan Museum of Art and at various other venues, sometimes at the Museum of Jazz in Harlem.
Nice.
I've been there, that's very nice.
So that's in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's been said that the folks with I personally, if anything ever happened to me as far as dementia, put on a record, that would just snap me back. So I think that's one way to reach folks, because that's one thing people remember. They remember a dance. They may not have cognizance of other stuff, but you play something that hit their soul, it'll bring them right,
Music is a very useful tool in the work that we do. The arts in general, because oftentimes you can express things in art that you can't any longer express verbally sometimes.
Yeah, it's emotional.
Okay, did I get everybody? No, I didn't get Mr. Peaker. Good morning, Mr. Peaker. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Hello, program coordinator for A. Philip Randolph Senior Center. Sorry, I'm late, Walter.
That's all right.
They're getting last minute things for the senators thing this afternoon, so we was meeting about that. But just a few things coming up here at A. Philip Randolph. So we actually just did an event with Arts and Minds, which was very successful. It was Rhythm and Reason. That was last week with Helen
Sung.
There we go. I had to get the name right. Helen Sung. Absolutely amazing. Very well received. The seniors were extremely engaged. So we're looking forward to doing some more with Arts and Minds, which we have done in the past. So Tony, thank you for that. You and Carolyn, you guys are amazing at what you do. But a few other things that's coming up here. We're doing our monthly birthday party this Friday. So any senior who's able to come out Friday, come out, celebrate with us. We have music sponsored by the Jazz Foundation, raffles, all of that good stuff. are focusing.
That's one thing to get folks in here. So anybody can come?
Yes, as long as you're older adult of the age of 60 and older, yes, you're welcome to come out.
Oh, damn, I'm only 17.
No teeny boppers. No teeny boppers.
No teeny boppers.
What does ARC stand for, all these acronyms?
Action for the retired community.
Thank you.
A few other things, is Diabetes Awareness Month. So today and tomorrow, we're focused with Columbia Nutrition and Harlem Hospital on some diabetes awareness programs that we're offering. And we will be serving Thanksgiving dinner here on Thanksgiving Day for any senior who is able to come out. We'll be serving dinner from 12 to 3. So come out if you're not able to make it to, family or whatever. We're here. Your family's here, and we can provide food for you. But other than that, just stop by, pick up a calendar. We have a list of a lot of amazing events, amazing programs that we do day to day throughout the week. So we're here.
Thank you. Your senior meeting is this Thursday, right? At 10 o'clock?
What's this Thursday? This Thursday is the third Thursday?
Third Thursday, yes.
CB10, yes, this Thursday. I'll make sure Miguel sends you out the link and everything.
Very good.
But it'll be hybrid. It'll be in person at the state building and also via Zoom.
You're great. You had an excellent program when the mayor showed up.
Yes.
You should have showed up after the controversy.
That would have been really good. But yes, just to highlight, we hosted Walter was present. We hosted an older adult town hall with a collaboration with the Department for the Aging, which is now NYC Aging, and the mayor's office, Mayor Community Engagement Office. So what the mayor does typically throughout every 3 to 6 months within his tenure now, he's been hosting town halls, one focused around gun violence, another one focused around youth education and what we can do for the youth. And then the next one he's done now is older adult focus. So he came to see what the Central Harlem older adults needs were for the community. And there was a lot of great questions asked, a lot of information put in. And not only was his office there, but most of his commissioners were there. So the transportation deputy commissioner was here, the commissioner for Department for the Aging, the commissioner for HPD. So they were able to really not only speak to him, but speak to the necessary powers that be to fix their issues in the community. So,
and one of our former chairpersons for the board, Padmore John, who's now working with the Department of Health and Mental Health. Yeah.
Can you drop your info in the chat?
Yes, I will drop my email in the chat.
Thank you.
Okay, and I hope everybody who's online there can put their information in the chat as well. We're trying to broaden our contact base. So a lot of folks at one time were only coming in by phone. I think we have a lot of more people now coming in by Zoom, but we also want to start making in-person meeting a little larger as well. All right. I want to get back to you one more time. I just want to let everybody else, because I just wanted to ask, because this is the senior issue, senior action, action committee. Are there any services you offer particularly for seniors?
I mean, we service all adults, so seniors are adults, so it's not very specific, but if there's something that you'd like us to tailor around that, we definitely work to do that.
Last month, we had a young lady who would do, we'd like to bring seniors together. She went to people's houses and stuff as well, but they also, and so it's a commercial on TV now. It's Spanish, I'm actually like a multicultural too. You have also other languages besides English, right?
We use a translation service. Yeah.
So this commercial on now where Lisa, she's very lonely. So they said to come into some center where now they got activities and stuff. So I really thank you for showing.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I mean, I'm trying to really get the information out there, but also tap into all of the communities where gaps need to be filled. Because it's clear that, a lot of community members, are apprehensive about, coming back to being in the same place together and doing in-person things. And so we're trying to see if there are ways that we can, develop more programming in order to bring people together. So, I mean, even though right now winter is coming, it's like we're hoping in the spring, we're gonna have more gardening, programs and work with other, organizations, similar to Arts and Minds, to bringing art therapy into our programming as well. Because it does seem like those are things that help connect people, and of course, food. So, like thinking of different ways that we can have like, coffee with this person, or, like a tea chat and that kind of thing, and see where those conversations can lead. We've been going to Casabe, Senior Center, and we've been doing, the Mental Health 101 program with them. And we've done 2 sessions so far, and it seems to be successful. They've asked us to come back on a regular basis so that we can, continue to talk about mental health, but also to, just kind of sit down and just have people unpack some things and come to an idea of what, mental health could look like, and how we can make that more part of the conversation and normalize things, as opposed to, over the years, people have just been taught, we don't talk about that outside. We don't, those are things that you keep inside, and it's like, but keeping those things inside have not been helpful for everyone. And we've come to realize that talking those things out, or at least being a way to articulate or express that, is therapeutic in that capacity, and being able to, engage folks and meeting them where they are and not judging them. For the things that they need to unpack is what people need, and how listening is helpful, and just making sure that we're, keeping on task with that, and making sure that we're also, engaging community as much as possible.
Let me ask,
Go ahead.
no, I just want to, how far south is your catchment area?
Right.
I'm on the borderline.
I mean, yeah, I don't actually, I think we stop around 96th Street.
Oh,
but,
you're good. That's good.
Yeah, I wanna say 96th Street is right where our cutoff is.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
great.
If we can, actually guarantee a spot to do, gardening, will then come out and assist and supply that?
Supply,
idea.
supply what?
Have space, yeah.
Seeds,
Have a space.
flowers, whatever.
Okay, I can talk to my people about that.
Because, at one point, the Girl Scout had a garden in the back of our building, right there. And so I can ask for that spot. That would be nice for the seniors to actually, and girls to do. Right.
Yeah, I will definitely bring that back to my, my leadership team, and see if, I mean, again, if we're thinking about that as being part of programming, I think that that's something that is absolutely.
Right, we did, we have a spot, I have a spot in mind, but it was previously used for that purpose.
Right.
So I can ask them that, mention garden.
Yes, because we've been hearing it a lot. We also, distribute a community, survey. We can share that with you also. And we're just asking the community members, what is it that we should be doing? What is it that we could be doing more of? And, gardening was one of the things that comes up the most. Mentorship comes up a lot for young people right now, because we only focus on 18 and over. We're able to make referrals out for folks who are younger than that. And we're also trying to continue to develop those partnerships with other community organizations that are doing similar work, because we see each other as collaborators and not competitors. And I think, which is something that over the years, it's been very easy to say, oh, well, they do that program, so we're gonna not talk to them. But it doesn't make sense. We should be collaborating more if we're doing similar work, and we're trying to reach the same community members, and making sure that the community is getting what they need. So.
And also more variety.
Right.
So things like
Last May, I think I'm gonna ask my last question. But I really think it just sounds good. I like to come and visit also.
Yeah.
But last May we started a senior resource fair.
Okay.
It was here.
It was good.
It was comprised of, community organizations as well as the seniors in the area. It was a great turn. I think next year we want to bring it down to the forum, which is so we have a little bit more space to stretch out. But it was it was a rainy day. I thought it wasn't gonna turn out right. We had entertainment, we had food, we had some great agencies here that work with seniors, and I would love for you to come. And I would love to also come to visit your program this year. Because anything with mental health, I'm really concerned about that. And I think of things like seniors who have issues with their youth, either their children or their grandchildren, because we know that generational thing. So they may have, we're not gonna go down the abuse line, but that could be possible also.
Yeah.
But I think more so than just getting back together and being comfortable. People are still leery about traveling in the street and transportation. And people like, I keep hearing people say, I'm not getting on the subway.
Yep.
I take the subway almost every day. I really thank you for your input, and I'm glad that you're here, and I hope I have your card, so yes.
I wrote my information down there, and I have a digital card, so I can give that to you.
Okay.
Digital card. Yeah. We're a nonprofit, we don't have, the big bucks, so.
Yeah, say, come on.
Yeah.
It's coming, what we gotta do with that,
They have free apps that, you can have.
We're gonna work on it.
Free app.
Hello, Mr. Hamer. I'm sure you have some delicious things to tell us about.
Not really. There's not a lot to do.
Well, we'll take a little bit you got.
Yeah. I mean, there's, the only thing that's very pressing and my number one priority right now is the Central Harlem Community Survey that I'm doing. It's pretty much focused in CB10, but it's an older adult comprehensive survey that we're doing throughout the community to assess the issues, needs, and concerns of older adults. This is phase one of a funded initiative by a major foundation, where we will collect the information, analyze the data, and put out the report. And following that, we then will move into phase two funding, which will then allow us to replicate a program in Central Harlem, the Harlem North program, which previously existed at 2010 under the Abyssinian Development Umbrella. That's where I was also the director of senior services. So the foundation wanted to replicate the program, and so we've been pushing very hard to get the survey done. It's a very comprehensive survey. It takes about 25-30 minutes to do, collaborating with a number of senior centers. We did our launch, and I see Jarrell on the call. We did our launch over at 8 Philip Randolph, which was amazing in terms of the numbers that we got. But our target is to complete about 600 surveys, if not more. We have found that, completing the survey is a little more challenging, as some people do know. Surveys are sometimes hard, particularly comprehensive surveys and comprehensive surveys with older adults, right? This is not a 5-minute survey, so you have to really incentivize people to take the survey. You have to bring them together as a group, to complete the survey. And we've had quite successful. I mean, we've been doing it all over pretty much the Central Harlem community. And so that's our issue.
Yeah.
And
oh, you're home? Okay. All right.
And besides that, we continue to do our work with the members of the 3330 committee here who are present here at 3333. And we continue to do work at a couple of other locations throughout So.
Is that survey digital or,
Yeah, it can be done online, yes, it can be done online, it's for people 60 plus, pretty much those who reside in CB10, however, there's wiggle. I say wiggle in the sense that, you know, one may not live necessarily immediately in the catchment area, but you know, that's not gonna be a big issue.
Is that the one with the Q code on the top?
No, this one is not. I can email it to you. Thank you, please, so you can see it. If everyone knows folks or locations where I can do the presentation, I have a team of people that work with me, so I take that team around, we do presentations, we've done presentations at churches, senior centers, senior buildings, you know, wherever we can get a good cohort of older adults together. We've been driving the survey since September. And we're going to be shutting it down about mid-December. So we're in the last, you know, I guess the last phase of, you know, doing the survey before we shut it down. So as many surveys as we can get completed in the course of the next couple of weeks, that would be terrific. Yeah.
I think you'll neglected to mention the coalition. Yeah, coalition. Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes. The senior coalition, which I feel like everybody online and in person to be involved with. We're trying to establish a registry of all the places in the area, make it right, all the places in the area that service seniors, where we can coalesce and disseminate information, services, et cetera, et cetera. So it's in the beginning stages now, but it's a great idea. So.
Well, Lori and,
Yeah, and it just real quick, just 2 minutes on that. So those, because there are a lot of people on the call who are members of the coalition and those who are present. We've done some amazing, you know, things in conjunction with sponsorship by WHDC. And there are 2 goals there. One is to have this coalition develop into what we call the West Harlem Older Adult Alliance of some sort, right? You know, just like you have the Harlem Arts Alliance, you have the West Harlem Alliance, the West Harlem Arts Alliance. We think it's important to have an older adult alliance, and that older adult alliance will be centered in CB9, which will comprise of all of the organizations and entities and individuals who express interest in being a part of it. There is a plan to move forward based on our last meeting that Z had attended. We are looking to try to formalize the alliance into a not-for-profit corporation. And so I've been looking into that. And we're going to have a meeting maybe next week, or maybe it might be a little tight next week because of the holiday, but just to give people an update in terms of what we've been doing. The other thing is too, that we're still looking at a couple of events for the holidays. We right now are talking with Harlem School of the Arts to try to do a pink sit event over there in the next couple of weeks. I've been in touch with WHDC. We're looking at a couple of holiday, you know, trips and programs similar to what we did last year, you know, the Rockettes and stuff like that. And so that's all in the pipeline right now. And, you know, we'll have an update on that probably the next week or so. Yeah.
and it's like an event.
Yeah.
With his information, and it's like an event information.
Yes.
We're also looking for a name.
Yeah.
For a name. For our.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so,
That
you know,
name is starting there.
Right now, it's just like, you know,
Throw out.
West Harlem.
It's a throw out.
Yeah, but you know, that's not the name etched in stone. So part of the work of the alliance is to meet, and the coalition is to meet and really formalize not only what we want to call ourselves and, you know, what kind of goals that we want to set for the alliance. So this is not a 1-man or 2-person show. This is an alliance that will eventually come together, brainstorm, and tease out, you know, a formal structure for the coalition. The one good thing about this is that for those who've been involved now for almost a year, is that we have WHDC, Ziad Ramadan, who's the executive director, has made a firm and solid commitment of funding and support for this initiative. And he's evidenced that not only in terms of the trips and activities that he's funded, but also he stands behind the development of the coalition as well, with the full resources of WHDC. So we'll take advantage of that.
Someone else is gonna.
Ms. Gail Powell?
Yeah, I'm going back. We didn't get any contact information for Lily Lopez.
It's in the chat.
It's in the chat.
Okay, I looked, I didn't see it. I'll look again.
Right there.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's up?
Ms. Melendez, you have anything to offer from the NYC aging? Is that a man? Is that Josu? I think is that a woman or a man?
No. It's a man.
God, I did it again.
No, it's no problem. So, yeah, my name's Josue Melendez. I'm just filling in today for Verna, and as you mentioned, she's
You told me you were coming.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Transgender.
I'm going over to see her at Senator Claire's presentation after this one.
Exactly. So I know she's going to be
What
busy
else
with
would
that.
like to go at 12:30 at the
Kennedy Center.
at the Kennedy Center? Yes.
When I-
And Verna Arthur will be presenting, so she asked us if we can, a couple of us can show up. How is it, George Bruce? How are you, sir? I'm sitting here looking, sitting on the phone, I'm trying to get your name, I'm having this.
Yeah, right, I have the place.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, everybody. I'm Will Haggis. I'm the adult librarian at the Jordan Bruce branch of the library. So the big update I have, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of it, but the Jordan Bruce branch is actually going to be closing for some renovations for several months. Yeah, so this Saturday is going to be the last day we're open to the public. And then tentatively, I think the reopening is scheduled for mid-March, so it's going to be about 4 months. But they're gonna, it's important repairs, so they're redoing the floors and they're working on painting the walls and stuff. So it'll be things that'll make the branch look a lot better.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue some of the programming online. So we have like a crochet and chat group. We have a book group. We have an English conversation group. What else? Job search program for people who are looking for work. So a lot of those are going to continue virtually. The computer basics are really popular at the branch, and we're suggesting if people are willing to travel, there are some other branches in the area that will offer computer services. So
Come to us on Wednesday.
so at 3333, we offer computer basics a couple times a month, and we're going to continue that as outreach. But if you can't make it there, the Hamilton Grange Library, Morningside Heights, and Bloomingdale all offer computers.
So where will you be located? Are you gonna be floating
No,
around?
I'm going to the Riverside Library, which is down by Lincoln Center. But all the staff members are kind of being sent wherever they need that help with that role. So it's not like all of the staff is gonna go to a specific branch, we're scattering.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, okay? So number one, the city budget is a little raggedy, so
Yeah.
4 months is good possibility, it may be longer. And number two, is a second possibility, they may not bring you back, we lose you.
Oh, I don't think that's.
Okay.
I'm not too worried. I've never heard anything like that. And I guess depending on this is being done, the work is, done by the facilities department of the library, which I guess has a better track record of keeping to its schedule than some of the other, agencies in charge of work. So fingers crossed, it will be.
Don't wanna lose you, man. You've been.
And actually, I'm still gonna try to tune in virtually, for the meeting.
that's
so I don't know what's happening here at the meeting, so I don't.
Yes, Mr. Hammond.
So, just real quickly, I want to mention, something that we did, I didn't know if Francine was going to mention. So yesterday, you had stopped by, Walter, we did a mini resource fair at 3333, where we had a few vendors there. But the big hit for yesterday, and something I want to just communicate to all the folks on this call, is that we did pre-COVID and flu vaccinations on site in conjunction with the Ryan Health Center. That went over quite big in terms of the number of encounters, the number of people getting the vaccine. And I say that because, you know, let's be mindful that COVID is still around. We're going into the holiday period where people are going to be gathering with family and friends, and very few people are wearing masks nowadays. But our older adults are still very vulnerable. They have not been vaccinated, and they should, if possible, also get the booster or the last vaccination to get maximum protection. Because we do expect, and I was talking to the doctor yesterday, there is an expectation that, you know, post-holiday time, we're gonna see an uptick. And we're just hopeful that, you know, it does not, you know, seriously impact on anyone. You know, everyone should get it, but, you know, again, our older adults are still the most vulnerable, particularly during this time of season. So I would encourage folks, when you can get it, if you can make arrangements to get some of your older adults vaccinated, you know, through contact with health communities and centers, you should do it.
So it's a good segue. Before COVID, matter of fact, when COVID blew up, one of our former board members took it upon ourselves to do a project where we spoke on the kiosks. I was one of the people to speak. So we want to do that again. And Ms. Laquita Henry would like us to take a picture today together before we leave. So to assist with that project. So Mr. Carlton Davis, you have something to say?
No, I'm abstaining.
All right. All right. All right. So now I'm going to segue into new business. And the new business that I'd like to propose is that we have to do, I want to collect, see, chairpersons is one thing. From my other programs, we don't have big eyes and little U's. I think we're all on the same thing. I'd like to get suggestions on how we could reach out to more seniors. When we were at George Bruce, we would have 25 to 30 seniors at every meeting. The coffee and the donuts helps, which I don't really mind contributing, and contributing, you know. But I just want us to come up with some ideas how we can reach out to the community. One of them, as I said earlier, I'd like to have meetings in the senior centers.
Yeah, we started that. We were actually waiting for them to get back to us, those that were on the call. Remember to invite us.
Right.
So
Well, I'll reach out. I know we have 3, one inside, Jackie Robinson, and one in Convent is called
Hamilton
Grange.
Hamilton Grange.
Yes, that's it, right, Hamilton Grange, yes.
We have
So
been
we visited 2 of them. We didn't visit Morningside yet, but I wanted to.
Manhattanville.
Yeah, Manhattanville. I said we didn't visit them.
Right. You call them Morningside.
Pat and I, and a couple of us, we visited, because we wanted to reach out to the seniors and let them know we're here. I'm sorry, we had a Latina on the board at that time who was no longer on the board. But she was very helpful in reaching out to Latins and that comes up. Maybe I can borrow Miss Madison.
I was just gonna say, we have one right to my left.
Yes. If I mean, I don't know if that's outside your job duties, but you know, I just like to reach there. Go ahead.
No, I got a question on outreach. Maybe, I know that the community board does like a quarterly newsletter, but maybe they could do like a 1-page, very simple. They'll leave, you know, because quarterly, 3 months people forget. I mean, it's just too, you know, but maybe like a 1-page back and front, new things, you know, for the month. I don't know.
Sounds good.
You know, it could be, you know, Xerox and just dropped in different senior
Take it from
places.
the
I don't know.
minutes.
I'm just thinking.
Okay. Okay.
You know, do
And
it.
what we could distribute it at the centers or something?
Yeah, if people, you know, have them copied and just drop
Or send it to the TAs, like you have
Okay.
Grant
with 2 TAs.
on here,
Okay,
and let them help distribute.
Miss Nesmith and I'm sorry, Miss Valori, is your information in the chat?
Yes, it is, and I will also reach out this afternoon to Ms. Green in Jackie Robinson Center, because we meet with her at least, sometimes it's once a month, sometimes it's twice, and I will give her all the information to get in contact with you so that they can be involved.
I need to put my information in there too. I think you have it. You may have it, but I'll put it.
And we
I
have
can
hers
add
from the
mine.
last meeting also.
I'm sorry.
From Jackie Robinson, she was.
Yes, I
we have
remember.
her-
Yes.
We have her information too,
Okay.
but thanks.
So any other
Who's
suggestions?
got a hand up there?
Who has it? Gail. Miss
Yeah,
Powell.
yes, I have a suggestion. One other way to reach out to more people, I don't know if it's possible with public broadcasting. The second one would be with texting. And, everybody could text the other one and say, look, this is what's coming up, and, we could do it that way. Is that a possibility?
I think it would be. We'd have to have a central text location where people could branch off, jump off from there.
And do a group text, and then if you could do some kind of public broadcasting. Everything else is broadcasted, why not?
Not sure. That's a good suggestion. I don't know if you think we would be.
Like on WhatsApp. Oh, WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp.
Facebook Live can always broadcast a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, especially seniors.
Facebook Live.
Texting to seniors.
We'll say Facebook Live.
Facebook. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not Facebook, anyway. Meta.
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
Seniors, like.
That's a generation.
Generation, yeah.
All this text mechanisms, you can do group text and.
So who tablets, they normally give out free tablets, mostly the development corporations and phone services, they have programs for seniors with free tablets, where that can be around the community. Even better, it's better
That was given
communication.
out at one time. I'm not sure.
It was
out.
out.
Aging, you might see aging there though.
It was
And then the
done
ones
before,
that are
anytime.
freelance,
Yeah.
you charge
They were
after a
giving
certain
out to
time.
kids too during COVID because they had to go.
But after, with the ones that are freelance after a certain time, then it becomes a bill.
There are online newsletters that go up the West Side. I love the Upper West Side, the West Sider.
Is that the one they print and put in the little?
No, I mean, it's online, that you can get these newsletters and they do announce a lot of stuff in them. You should check it out. I'll send you the links. I love the Upper West Side, and I forgot the other one. And
Just to put in that
Yeah, yeah.
announcement about the meeting.
And one of our speakers today is from Columbia that I'm gonna try to get up in next month again.
Oh.
Ben Beezer. She sends out a weekly e-blast of because Columbia has a lot of free jazz performances, art and stuff like that every week. So.
Oh, that's right.
As by the way, tomorrow at the Church of the Intercession.
Yeah, honey, it's sold out. Charlie Brown can get you.
It's sold out?
Ouch.
You're on top of things.
Cause I go. I'm there straight and center.
So you mean, I think you had to do a event right to register for it.
No, not I.
Go ahead.
Mr. Walter.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, before I forget, I'd like to invite those that are on the meeting, if they're not busy on Thursday. We will be having our seniors at Grant Center at 6:30 p.m. You can come out and you can see them, you can meet them, you can speak if you
That's
choose.
general board for the CB9's general board.
Okay,
Yeah. Is that a monthly thing?
yes,
Or is it the one? So you'll have it.
we have it every month.
Yeah, the third month, the third.
It's our general board meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so we'll look for you the next meeting.
Not on the third Thursday though.
Heard, Francine, we're gonna change it just for you.
Oh, that sounds great.
And I appreciate that fact. For Walter.
Okay.
I went there by myself.
I'd like to also thank you for coming, I like the community fun, and maybe next time bring about 50 and your friend. Yeah. We'll fit them in some kind of way.
Why don't you?
Walter,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, would you like for us to bring some of the seniors to the next meeting in December?
Yeah.
Well, December 5th is our next meeting. I'll be here for that. Okay.
Okay, so you want us to bring some of the seniors?
Please, I'm gonna say no, please.
All right,
I'd love to meet you, but I would like, we also want to reciprocate, because I want to come to you all also. We
okay.
want to stay in touch with what's happening too.
Let her introduce herself.
I don't want to, because she's been sitting there all quiet.
My name is Lucy Douglas and I'm with 3333. senior committee.
And you are?
And I'm the treasurer for that, organization.
Oh, so you have fun, huh?
No, we have love, we have love
I'm
and
messing
team
with you.
spirit.
I am messing with you.
Whole bunch of love and team spirit. Well, organized, running wheel. Hello.
Any closing arguments, anything anybody wants to say? Oh, I'd like to get a picture of all of us, even with the people online. Is that possible? If you don't want to get in, that's okay. I do think it's weird, because she
I
mentioned.
would like to get in, if I may, my hand is raised.
Are we closing our meeting before the picture? please?
No, I want to do the picture before we close.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Hold on.
Don't leave there, don't leave. And who doesn't want to get in, it's fine, I understand.
You can go up again.
No, you can stand right there where you are.
Stand there.
Thank you.
I am not done talking. If I may make a statement, Walter.
Huh?
Walter, this is
Yeah.
Pat Caldwell. I'm not done talking. The presentation that I had on PowerPoint for Health Bucks, I'm not going to be able to make. I just wanted to make a brief statement that first of all, I want to say thank you to all the veterans for your service.
We didn't have
We
no for a while.
appreciate you. Also, I'd like to
Yeah, we
add
didn't
to
have no
that
microwaves for a while. Mr.
we
Blocker
at
just.
Convent Avenue Baptist Church also offer all services to veterans who do not, both men and women, who are lacking in receiving the services needed, be it mental health, housing, or whatever, medical. Also, for the more immediate, this coming Thanksgiving, I'd like to announce that Convent Avenue Baptist Church will be serving Thanksgiving dinner starting at 11 a.m. I'll be hosting my own dinner at home, so I just invite, as clergy at Convent, I'd like to invite each and every one, and if anybody you know would want a good Thanksgiving dinner, please come. Everybody, have a blessed day.
Patricia, do you have to register in advance for that?
No.
Okay, good. I'll let people know. Thank you.
Thank you.
We come together, I want to keep the people on. Who's that? That's Liz? Is that Liz? Lydia? Should we wait for you?
Yeah.
Have a seat. What you sit in the
My purse, what are you trying to do?
Have a seat. Yeah.
But what about Liz?
Liz, you want?
Give her a minute.
Thank you. Are you gonna be, have everybody in?
Yeah,
I think we'll have to pull in some. Oh, let me get out the way too.
Yeah, but she's blocking.
We can stay on here, because this don't matter.
You can block the chat.
Right, that's what I'm saying, you can block the chat, yeah.
Yeah, let's. I don't care about this stuff.
No, for the picture.
They're waiting for her.
Right, I just did that.
So you already buy just that the thousand because these are some.
Paper towels are
Towels in the bed. What's the name of the gospel group that's on Park Avenue? Yeah. They're no longer there.
Everybody. Okay.
Yes.
The mask.
Yes.
No.
Take a couple. Hey. Senior action.
Oh, she's
Do
fucking-
another. You get one?
I took 3.
Oh, thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for you coming. December 5th, we'll see you. Now, listen, I'm doing the minutes this month because our group is on Thursday, but I need somebody to do minutes for December. I did them twice already. So, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second the motion.
Okay, I got to save 2 people.
Second.
That's